extra strength, so we gave us the power, so we he's showing out, that's why we
Yo, we are back. Episode 62, I believe, of the Not the Same Podcast Sports Show. 62, brother. These numbers are getting high up in here. But it's all good, man. We trying to stay consistent on y'all inconsistent selves. Nah, I'm kidding. Y'all are not inconsistent. But we trying our best to stay consistent. But welcome back to the Not the Same Podcast Sports Show, hosted by this one word. You don't see the name down there, but I'm pointing at myself. C-Micah, and that one word over there, Mr. Rob Redeem.
And I wasn't throwing up no signs.
Nah, but if you're with it, so nah, I'm just kidding. But gang, nah. But yeah, man, we are happy to be back with you, man. Just James, what up, sir? Light the beam, man.
James,
your team is balling. Your team is balling.
Yeah,
Big salute.
Mike
two
Brown,
all-stars in there.
Mike Brown, coach of the year.
Absolutely. They're going to give it to them, and they're a good team, man. Their offense is ridiculous. But before we get into all that, man, let me start with this. If you are watching us on YouTube, or you're watching us on Twitter, or you're watching us on Facebook, or you're watching it from some pirated stream, send us a check if you're going to do that. But wherever you're watching us, do us a favor and do what you see on the screen. First of all, hit that like button, and then while you're liking, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And after you subscribe, go ahead and hit that notification bell. You know what I mean? What up, see where Bear White at? Hey, that's for Mr. Davis to answer.
Hey.
That's for Mr. Davis to answer. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, your boy back in full effect. Shout out to our rebroadcasters, man. Praise 365 Radio, Parable Radio, 520 Collective Radio, The Takeover. What am I? Who's Hop? His Hop. His Hop Radio Network. Yes, RYC Praise News, and it's always one that it's a new one. Life Radio. I'm gonna get that
new.
right.
They're connected with the Takeover. It's all the same. It's just
okay.
Names.
Well,
yes, sir.
Life Radio, and we appreciate all the rebroadcasters. And if you tuning in for the first time,
what up, Ms. Reese?
You can be a rebroadcaster too of the Not the Same Podcast. So as we go through, Mr. G was popping. I am feeling 100% better, but I'm gonna tell you why. It was 70 degrees today. So y'all pray for your boy, because when the weather drops, sometimes so does, and I'm not speaking it over, but sometimes so does that the health part. So let's get it, man. Like, we got a lot to talk about. We wasn't here last week. Let's go, see.
What up, D? And we ain't gonna let everybody know, but D, you get one of these. We thank you, sis. We always thank you.
Thank you, sis.
Great supporter of the Not the Same Podcast. Just James say. They are balling, but most Kings fans been hurt so long. Unfortunately, most Kings fans been hurt so long, we almost don't believe it. Listen, dog, y'all are in the number 3 seed. Y'all are above the number 4 seed. Y'all is going to be all right. Even if y'all lose the 3 seed, y'all going to be all right. But we'll get to it. What's up, Hagens?
Yep.
What's up, Hagens? Good to see you, little bro.
That brother took a hiatus after his Eagles got shot out the sky. They wasn't flying. I understand. I know shade.
And on that note, you know what, bro? Let's go and get into what's popping, man. If you ain't in here, you should have been in here. Let's get it. I mean, what's good? Somebody tell me what's popping.
Hey, we got so many
what's
shows.
Good, what's popping? We don't know, man. Y'all know what it is. Y'all help us out.
You know what's in front of it.
All right, number one, because we have not been on, I believe, for 2 weeks, the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. I know it happened 2 weeks ago. I was at the house with my brother Rob and little bro Hagens. We was all watching the game, enjoying the game, and I was going for the Eagles. I believe Rob was going for the Eagles as well. The only person that was going for the Chiefs in the building was Devin, and I don't think he really cared about the Chiefs. He's just trying to win his little side bet. his little change,
boy,
you know what I mean?
Little hustle going on.
And when I left, the Eagles was doing good. And by the time I got home, because we left about start of the fourth quarter, I got home and was like, bro, what has happened? And why? I don't mean to bring up old stuff, Hagens, but we ain't been here. But, man, I do not like that. Go ahead, bro. you know what I'm gonna dislike this video for that, but I ain't mad at you, dog.
Don't do us like that. I'm about to get the Eagles day props, man. Because look, 2 weeks ago, or how many weeks ago, I said if it came down to a close game, that because of veteran experience, the Chiefs would win. That the Eagles would have to flat out win and not put it in the refs' hands. I said that. And that's exactly what happened in a sense. Hurts threw for 304 yards, 1 touchdown, 70 rush yards with 3 TDs. But, of course, the Eagles fell short, where Mahomes threw for 182 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he had 44 rush yards. Neither quarterback threw a pick. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This was truly a classic Super Bowl. If anyone doubted, hurt. So let me tell y'all something. Y'all can officially go sit down. You dig what I'm saying? Just like that. Go sit down. That's what we going to say right now. for all you Hurts haters out there,
Yes,
because
sir.
that brother showed his tail off. And listen, man, 304 yards, 1 touchdown, and a Super Bowl record 3 rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. My man had all 35 points if you really look at it. You dig what I'm saying? But he was involved with except for 1. So
Yeah.
give him his props, man. Hurts is his thing. It was fly, Eagles fly,
Yes,
but they left it in the hands of
the refs.
You
could not keep it close. I
You
literally
cannot
said
do
that at your house. I was saying that, man, they got to stay ahead, because if it come into the hands of the refs. Now, listen, the call, what was a pass interference call they called right there at the end, or a holding or something like that? Listen, yes, it was. I think the defender said he actually did it. But when you get through with that, man, what we do not like as sports fans is when the refs make a decision. I would rather them just say, hey, he overthrew him or whatever, and they tuck in the flag. And let the people
whistle, swallow the whistle, as they
swallow
say.
the whistle, dog. Because at the end of the day, the Eagles can always say, dog, we were screwed. Now, there's some other parts. Jalen Hurts shouldn't have fumbled that ball. He still came right back. The coach went right back to him. The coordinator went right back to him and let him go ahead and redeem himself. So I'm not mad at that. That was a bad mistake. But listen, man, he should earn all the money he should get, for real. Because that day, he was better than Mahomes. That day.
He was.
Now, we can say, the veteran presence of Mahomes was all that, but, man, listen, they've been there and the Eagles haven't. I think that's really what it came down to. Just like that time when Tom Brady and them was in Super Bowl and Atlanta was stomping their butt, kicking their tail, and we was like, man, Brady washed up, and all of a sudden they came back. They've been there and the other team haven't. But I still think the Eagles should have won. I'm not salty, but I wanted the Eagles to win. Go ahead,
I'm not salty. It's a win. And let me tell y'all something. If anybody doubted Mahomes' meditation, look at his dad.
Melanation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at it. His dad is 1,000% one word.
One word.
What up, Cortez?
Hey, that boy. Hey, listen, man. When they beat the Bengals and we'll move on, he was like, I'm smoking on this burrow.
That's right.
This is what he said.
He had a big cigar in his hand.
Yeah. I'm smoking on this barrel. And when they beat the Eagles, he was like, I'm smoking on this Philly blunt.
Yeah. He did say that.
MKJ,
MKJ, what's up, bro? He said, I'm just here to say Grizz Nation, man. Yes, sir, all day. Hagen say, and Juju a sucker, too, for all that talk afterwards. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's nothing that's on our lineup, man. But I will say this, man. The stuff that they're doing to my man Eric Bieniemy, which is the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, that literally have to go to the Commanders because he cannot get an NFL head job. And there have been other coordinators that didn't even win, who had trash defenses that got a head coaching job. That is trash, and I don't care what you say. It's racism. Period.
Yeah.
It's racism. Yep. I don't care if you can say, well, he wasn't my primary play caller. Look, dog, they have won 2 Super Bowls. You have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. And I know Andy Reid is a great offensive coordinator, but he is the head coach. So if they lose, it's Andy Reid's fault. But if they win, it can't have nothing to do with Bieniemy, and that's trash. They say he doing bad in interviews. Have you ever seen that dude talk? He got more personality than me, Rob, and everybody on this show put together. It ain't because of that. It's all because of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because the color of my ring and the color of my hand, the same at the same time. And yes, he is being very disrespected, Hagen. He's being very disrespected. Yeah. He got to go over there to the Commanders, and they ain't going to win too much. They're going to be like, see, he ain't good. But if you ain't got the same players, it don't matter how good of a coordinator he is. If you got trash players, you ain't going to be that good.
You're not going to
We stay on
win.
that in a minute, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's our show. We can go long we want to. we own this.
We ain't seen y'all in 2 weeks. Let's chop it up.
Down here next to me, there's a piece of paper that say Not the Same Podcast LLC. We own this thing, fam. This is not just a YouTube channel. Anyway, back to the subject. And NBA latest news, trades, and injuries. Let's go, Mr. Davis.
All right, latest news. We gonna get to the injuries. Hey, if you did not know, Lonzo Ball is done, y'all. Chicago's shutting them down. They only have like 23 games left. So if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, bad.
I'm sorry, D.
The bottom line is this. Chicago is not going to do it. And Lonzo Ball, the talent that he was, you know what I'm saying? Others may call him a bust. This man has a knee injury.
Yes.
This man has a knee injury nobody's ever seen before. What that tells me is his career may be cut short. He done been to, I think, 5 or 6 doctors, and all of them are like, I don't know. That's scary. You dig what I'm saying?
Very
when you
scary.
go to a profession,
Very
that's
scary.
scary when you go to that. So that's latest NBA injury news. I'm not gonna talk about Giannis. We know his wrist is hurting. Let me tell y'all what they're doing with this. This is hey, your wrist hurt, but let's load manage. We only got 23 games left, so we gonna get you rested up for the playoffs and just keep grabbing your wrists.
Dang, Mr. G, Brandon Roy 2.0. That's a good comparison. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, that is a great comparison.
Brandon Roy probably was a little bit better, though. Yeah, he was a beast.
Brandon Roy was a beast, bro. He was a beast.
Yes,
but NBA news, Brooklyn has extended Jack Vaughn to a multi-year contract. Details was not who? What?
Jacques Vaughn. I just want to put some respect on my brother's name. He's a beard gang. He got the gray. He ain't hiding that. I respect him. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, okay. Jacques Vaughn has just got a multi-year deal, okay?
Jacques.
Good. Now, shout out to him. If y'all don't know what was up with all the drama that he done been through, the Durant injury, the Kyrie mess, Ben Simmons, mental issues, this man, even with the trade, and we're going to talk about these trades in a minute, even with the trades, this man has still motivated his squad to move forward better than what Steve Nash did when he had Durant, Harding, and Kyrie. So with that being said, shout out to them giving him his money. Then the Atlanta Hawks turn around and fired Nate McMillan. You know what I'm saying?
On his day off, fam. Literally on the day off. There's no NBA playing right now.
Not until tomorrow.
That's right.
You got fired on your day off.
On your day off, dog.
It's not funny. He lost his
job. That boy got fired on vacation. He probably on the water somewhere.
He probably was. That man probably had his feet kicked back.
Pina colada with the alcohol. That man said, "Go on, stay there, dog. Don't even come back to Atlanta. We'll send your stuff."
Right. But here's the bottom line: when a coach loses a locker room in any sport, this is what happens. And Mr. Trae Young, a lot of people don't like you. A lot of people think you overrated. Your percentages prove that to them that you're not really a proficient shooter. With that being said, you're going to have to win now, bruh. Because they talking about possibly bringing in Quinn Snyder. Shout out.
Very good coach. Very good coach. Formerly of the Utah Jazz, formerly of Duke, formerly of Missouri as well, I believe.
He coached Mizzou as well. But the point that I'm making is he'll come in and he'll have to change that culture. And I think he'll get respect that Nate didn't get when he lost his locker room with some of the stuff that happened.
One quick thing on Atlanta Hawks. Bro. One thing what happened to the Atlanta Hawks, they had that great run to the finals, and they put all their chips in too quick with the young team. You have to be careful with that. They added DeJounte Murray, who is a point guard. So you spent all your bag on another point guard. DeJounte Murray is not a shooting guard because he really can't shoot that good. He is a big point guard. The team don't make sense, and they're losing like that. They put all their chips in too early, and that you got to be careful of that NBA teams. Go ahead, bro.
So here it is. NBA trades. I know, like I said, we behind. We trying to catch up, folks. So NBA trade deadlines. I'm only doing the top trades. You're not gonna hear me talk about it. But the 4-team in the Kevin Durant, 4-team trade in the Kevin Durant deal. Suns got Kevin Durant and T.J. Warren. T.J. Warren, I think a lot of people sleeping on him, but my man can ball. The Nets got Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson and 7 draft picks. So Jacques Vaughn is gonna be looking real good moving forward. Bucks got Jay Crowder. Pacers got George Hill, Serge Ibaka, Cash, and 3 draft picks and another player. But they've since released a couple of those. Moving forward to the Clippers getting Eric Gordon. In that deal, Clippers got Eric Gordon and 3 draft picks. Rockets got John Wall and Danny Green. John Wall gets traded to the Rockets the day after he trashed them on the interview.
One thing about the Clippers, they also added Bones Highland from Denver.
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting that. My bad.
I got that.
Excuse me.
I got that.
Apologies, my guy.
No, we gonna keep that. You can keep that. I got that a little something. It's tough. I got it. I got it tucked in my pocket, bro. I'm gonna bring that up later. And out this trade deal, the Grizzlies got Luke Kennard. Hopefully, that veteran presence can help them a little bit. Luke Kennard is a serviceable veteran who can hit threes, and I think it can help y'all down the long run.
Yes, we are doing the soapbox segment next. Cortez.
Cortez is next. James Wiseman deal, 4-team trade that included the Warriors, Pistons, Hawks, and Blazers. Pistons got James Wiseman. Warriors got Gary Payton Jr. and draft picks. They could have just re-signed him, and they wouldn't have had to give up nothing. But, hey, anyways, Hawks got Sadiq Bey, who is a good player that came from Pistons.
Yes,
Blazers got Kevin Knox and 5 draft picks. So Dame Time may be getting some help coming up. Last 2 trades, the Lakers 3-team trade, and the Lakers got very good. Very good. Lakers got D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jerry Vanderbilt. T-Wolves got Mike Conley, 3 picks, and another player. Jazz got Westbrook, Juan Anderson, Toscano Anderson, and some draft picks. And the last one, and we talked about this, Kyrie to the Mavs. So it was Kyrie and Markieff Morris got traded to the Nets for Dinwiddie, Finney Smith, and 3 draft picks. And that is all the NBA news that we have that we're trying to hurry up and get through.
Let me add one more thing. Westbrook has got bought out by the Jazz, and he will be signing with the Clippers. And there was another buyout.
It was a buyout for
it's a guy for the Orlando Magic, and now he's with
Patrick Beverley. Yeah,
Patrick Beverley's going to the Bulls.
He's going to the Bulls.
And I can't remember the dude name from the Orlando Magic, but he's already playing with Phoenix. But yeah,
Obama went somewhere too. But
Obama went to the Lakers as well.
Yeah,
Obama went to the Lakers as well. Yep.
He got so all that good stuff. The Lakers could be dangerous now.
They could be. They ain't winning nothing, but they gonna be a little bit better if LeBron actually played. Well, not LeBron. If AD actually played, then it could be pretty good. But I have not a lot of hope in AD playing. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, Mr. G, you acting up, and Kevin Love, it wasn't a trade. He was bought out, and now he's gonna sign with Miami.
To the Heat. That's another one.
That's it's an older Kevin Love. So no, I'm not excited yet.
All you doing is spotting up and shooting threes.
But
he may help y'all a little bit. Y'all need more shooting.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Brock Purdy has an injury setback. What's up with that?
So we all know Brock Purdy's story. My man was the 3rd string quarterback. Came for the 49ers, came back, made it all the way to the NFC Championship against the Eagles before he got his elbow hurt. And after that, it was a wrap. He was supposed to collect the bag, come back next season. But now my man's can't even get his surgery yet because he still got that inflamed elbow. So it was a legit injury. It wasn't no phantom injury where, like conspiracy, some people put on the tinfoil hat. I do it sometimes. It was legit. And now his surgery is pushed back, which means he may still be in rehab come August when training camp open up, and he might not get the bag because you have an injured elbow on your throwing arm, and that can mess up your career. So hopefully Purdy come back, the swelling, the inflammation goes down, and he's able to get this surgery.
All right, top 10 men and women's college basketball.
Quick. Man, top 10. Hey, I'm keep telling y'all better plug into this because these standings on the men's side change every day. Every day they
change.
The
number 1 seed.
Houston is number 1, Alabama number 2, Kansas number 3, UCLA number 4, Purdue, Virginia, Arizona, Texas, Baylor, Marquette. That'll round that out. On the women's side, number 1, South Carolina had a scare. They ended up winning in overtime this past week, but they still number 1. Number 2, Indiana. Number 3, Stanford. Number 4, UConn just lost the other night, so they lost against an unranked squad. Number 5, LSU. Number 6, Iowa, followed by Maryland, Utah, Virginia Tech, and Notre Dame. And that is your top 10 for both men and women, top 25 basketball. If you want to know all 25, then go look it up because I'm not going to say 25 teams.
More on college basketball a little bit later, but here's a preview. We will be talking about the Alabama situation with the player Brandon Miller and also Darius Miles Jr., not the son of Darius Miles, just happen to have the same name, and the coach Nate Oates for Alabama. That is a lot of mess, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
It's a lot, man.
All right, let's say XXL, we should say XFL, but, you got autocorrect. XFL opening weekend thoughts. What did you think about the XFL? Is it open up this weekend, brother? As I change this right quick.
So I'm gonna let you get the thoughts, but for those who don't know what the XFL is and not giving it, look, they was 5 games in and doing pretty good, not great, but they was doing pretty good when they shut down to declare for bankruptcy in 2020. Of course, COVID hit. We had a pandemic. It shut down on February 18th. The XFL returned. The Rock was at every opening game. He'd make his speech, get on the G5 and whatever, head on out. This go round, though, they partnership with Disney, which is ESPN. You know what I mean? And they have the backing of the NFL. These are the cities, big time. Potential G League type situation if you look at it with this backing, because they really trying to put some stuff behind this. These are the cities, if you're near them. Houston, San Antonio, Arlington, Texas. Texas is big. So they got 3 teams right off the bat. Las Vegas got a team. Seattle got a team. St. Louis Battlehawks. I'm not a fan, but it's St. Louis, so we got a rep. And Washington, D.C., my hometown, we also got a team up in D.C. If things go right, like I said, the NFL could turn this into a possible G League type situation. Because right now, if you're not in the league, you can go play Canadian football or arena football, but it's just not the same. So this XFL has a potential to be a farm system, if you will, like the MLB has and like the NBA has. This is what these players get unpaid. Players get $800 a week for training camp, and they get $5,000 a week if they're on an active game day roster, among other tiers. They get like 1,000 game bonus for each player on the winning team, and then quarterbacks and other type players can get potentially more money. So it's not millions, but if you make it $800 a week, y'all do the math. You ain't hurting. If you make that's just on training camp. If you making $5,000 a week, bruh, come on now. You ain't broke. You're not going to be living like the big boys, but you're gonna be living better. You're gonna be living better than most household incomes. I can promise you that. Yeah. So
and the biggest thing about this is that they tied in with the NFL. That's the biggest thing.
That's
tied in with the NFL and they tied in with Disney. Both of those things equal money, right?
Yeah, boy.
And they are the ones that are being promoted right now. There's also another league that Crispy brought up, the USFL. They're not gonna last as much. Now the Battlehawks. I'm gonna speak about the Battlehawks right quick. That is our local St. Louis team. They were in another league that shut down, and they moved over to the XFL. The Battlehawks had great support. They was getting like 20,000 in the Edward Jones Dome down here, which is a terrible arena, but they was getting 20,000. They kept the same logo and everything, and that was the one XFL game I watched. And they were down 12 with like 2 or 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And because XFL has different rules, they came all the way back and won that game, and it was super exciting. And I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Because, listen, just like I'm like everybody else, I love basketball, but I love football. Football is the number one sport by far. Is nothing close. Nothing close. In my heart, basketball is close. In the nation, basketball is close. In the nation's heart, nothing is close. So, big salute to them, man. I think with the backing of Disney, a.k.a. ESPN, and the NFL, they're going to be all right, man. They're going to be all right.
No doubt. Battlehawks games was crazy in 2020. They kicked off March 12th at home, and I honestly believe the Battlehawks are going to return like they never left. You dig what I'm saying? Because St. Louis is like jonesing for a football squad right now. And
I say, they got the exact same they got everything the same. Everything the same. All right, man, let's get into our soapbox segment. We're running a little bit behind, but it's going to be all right because we finna do it. Let's get it.
Soapbox.
This is our soapbox segment. Rob just had the funniest soapbox word. But anyway, this is our soapbox segment where me and Rob go back and forth. Not back and forth. Me and Rob go off for 2 minutes with a time to look like this on whatever we want to talk about. Rob normally goes in on sports. I normally go in on whatever's in life. But when we are done, you will hear a buzzer that sounds just like this right here. Like I say, we each have 2 minutes. I always let Rob go first. My brother, is you ready?
I think I am, brother. Listen,
Cortez, our brother Cortez, our favorite part, his favorite part of the show. Let's get it.
All right. When it comes to sports, we as fans love to see the stars showing up and showing out, be it the home run derby, a pick six, a hat trick in hockey, or someone catching a body on the break. If you don't know what that is, look it up. This is what puts butts in the seats and eyes on the TV on a regular basis. You know, the big play, the highlights. I mean, ESPN, Fox, all these Yahoo, all these big outlets are literally highlight shows. Even this one word next to me, we're talking highlights dealing with sports.
All the
That's
time.
cool, and I love it. You dig what I'm saying? What I don't love is when that is said, when said sport does this, highlight all these all-star games. And, I mean, this long-winded introduction comes down to this past weekend, folks. The NBA, you got to get the all-star game under control.
Please.
You just have to.
Trash.
You can call it a mid-season break if you want. And you can break this down where all we have is All-Star Saturday night with the skills slam dunk three-point contest. But if the product you're going to put out there, where me and C talking about going next year, you dig what I'm saying? $600 for nosebleeds, up to $3,500 for courtside.
I ain't paying for that.
I gotta see an NBA practice game where people just sitting around doing shoot-arounds. Then y'all playing us as true fans, and y'all playing on our intelligence.
Absolutely.
East versus West. Back in the day when it was East versus West, it made them boys play with pride.
Yes,
Go
sir.
back to the East versus West and come and add some home court advantage type stuff to
Come
it.
on, man.
If the West win, no matter
Yep.
what your record is, when we get to the NBA Finals, they gonna get home. They gonna get home court advantage
That's
because you can't. The regular season record, that's to get there. But
Yeah.
when you get there, if you win this All-Star game and put something on the line outside of cash, then folks will play different and stop intermingling with friends. So let me tell you something. Ja Morant, you saw it in his face, and I'm going over. Ja Morant was upset he wasn't playing on the same squad as 3J.
That's
You
true.
saw it on his face.
True.
3J was upset because he was the last pick.
Of
Make
course.
it East versus West
Yep.
so that it's not this, oh, this is my buddy. We're going to go up and I don't care about your one-on-one practice drills, i.e. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Come on, bro.
That's my soapbox. But I'm not getting ready to pay $650 to be up in the nosebleed just for me to watch these boys. Man, come on, bro.
We ain't doing it.
NBA, you got to do better, man. You got to do better. That was a horrible All-Star game. Go, what's your soapbox, brother?
It was pure D trash. My soapbox is also on the NBA, but I'm coming from a different angle. Now, we used to be in the league of super teams, and everybody likes the super team. You see the media, you know what I'm saying? When Kevin Durant got traded, it's like, man, they guaranteed. Man, right now, who we have number 1 and 2 in the West? We got the Phoenix Suns and we got the Denver Nuggets. Here's a problem. Here's a problem what I do not like, and it has nothing to do with that my team is number 2. It has nothing to do with that. What it has to do, it has disrespect to the other teams. They have not played one game. Kevin Durant had a meniscus tear in his leg. We don't know what they're going to do. Just because the name is great don't mean it's going to be good. Y'all remember when it was Kevin Durant, also Kyrie Irving, also James Harden? What did they get? They got a first-round victory, period. That's it. They didn't even get to the East Conference Finals. Never. But that's a super team. There's not many super teams that actually work. Super teams really work when you have 1 or 2 players that was built there. Right? So, like, when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, it wasn't just because Kevin Durant went there. It was because Golden State was already good. They already had a structure. They already had a chemistry, and adding one person is easy. When you add, like, 2 and 3 people and you think they just going to work, it don't mean it's going to work. You can't disrespect the teams that's already been playing good. You can't disrespect Sacramento. They just assume Sacramento just going to fall out just because Kevin Durant red. They just going to die. Oh, Kevin Durant there. Oh, we suck now. No, that's not going to happen. They've been good all year. They don't disrespect my team. Oh, they just going to suck now. No. Why you think that? Having actually a lead with only 25 games is hard to come back from. Right now, Phoenix, where they at, brother? They like number 6 or something like that? Right. So you finna skip 4 or 5 different teams just because you got KD coming right off an injury. Now, KD is awesome, bro. Awesome. And I think KD can play well with others. But you have a Devin Booker, which is a ball dominator. You also have a Kevin Durant, which is a ball dominator. Now, the equalizer for that team is Chris Paul, and we all love Chris Paul, so to speak, because we want him to get a ring. But how do we know that's going to happen? Also, I've seen people say, well, I got the Lakers top 3 now. How? Why? They are literally number 11 in the standings, fam. Number 11. That does not mean that they're going to jump up just because they added Mo Bamba, you know what I'm saying?
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell and Beasley, you know what I'm saying? Now, listen, they will be better. But there's something to sucking all year. And just because you make a couple of trades, you got 25 games, does not mean you're going to mesh. Listen, I'm not mad about the people being happy about stars. You know what I mean? Because we have stars, and the NBA is built on stars. But when we get through with that, dog, team chemistry means something, fam.
Boy.
Think about all these great super teams that got together. How many of them actually won something? Miami? Who else? Not many.
And it took them a year to figure it out.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, that's my thing, man. Let's get into the debate feud. We don't know. We don't know if they're going to be great or not. They might be. Hopefully they are. Anyway, man, this is our debate feud segment where me and Rob go back and forth on particular subjects for 5 minutes. With a timer that look like this. When it's over, you hear a buzzer that sounds like this right here. First subject for tonight. The first subject is this. And we're going to go back to what Rob was talking about. NBA All-Star Weekend thoughts. Let's get it, brother. I'm gonna let you go first. I know you went in on your soapbox, but there's more to it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
let me tell you something, man. Shout out to McClung. I love comeback
Salute to him.
stories, hero stories. My
Yeah.
man came in. If y'all don't know this, he played in the summer league with Golden State.
Yep.
Anyways, he won the slam dunk contest. If you didn't watch the slam dunk contest this year, then you missed out because my
You missed
man
out. It was pretty
landed
good.
every single dunk the first go round.
He did
It
not
kind
miss.
of it was reminiscent of Gordon and Levine when they went back and forth. Lillard had a dramatic 26 win. You dig what I'm saying? And he won the 3-point contest. And the Rising Stars game, the tournament that they had with the 4 teams, I thought that was dope. That was super dope how they did that. The whole All-Star weekend was great, except for the All-Star
game. The main thing.
Except for let me tell y'all something. And if Van ends up hearing this, I know he a Boston fan. Tatum's MVP doesn't impress me when they was letting him get dunks and layups the whole entire time.
They gave it
You know
to
what I'm
him.
saying? Like last year, Steph Curry was hitting threes and turning around. That was awesome.
Yes.
Dame Lillard trying to do it this year wasn't it? You dig what I'm saying? Like I'm
what up, JB?
I'm cool. I'm cool on the All-Star game, but All-Star weekend itself, the skills challenge, Utah coming back, winning at home, like all that was exciting. Like All-Star Saturday night for the first time in a long time was actually exciting, except Giannis brothers. Go sit down. I'm tired of seeing y'all. Y'all don't have skills.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
There's one out of the Kumpo brother that's good. One. Only one. Only one.
Hey.
All the rest of y'all got jobs because your brother is awesome. But, man, look, back to the All-Star game. Listen, they need to drastically change this. You know, they came out with the ratings. It was the worst rated All-Star game in years, since 2008, I believe, something like that. Terrible ratings. And it should have been terrible because it was a terrible game. The players did not care. Bruh, have some pride. For real, man. Yeah. Like even the coach said, yes, I'm glad I got to be able to coach this. That was Mike Malone, coach of the Denver Nuggets. I was glad I was able to coach this, but that was a horrible basketball game. You had even
horrible. No, he said it was horrible to watch.
Horrible to watch. It was a horrible game, man. I hated watching it. I was excited because my team had 2 players, and I didn't like them neither. I didn't like them, including my players. Like, man, have pride. If they do not want to do it, tell them don't come. Look, name them in theory and do like the Pro Bowl. Name them in theory and be like, nah, I ain't coming, and then get a replacement. Do something. Have some people there that actually care because you got people watching that. That is like the prime thing for the NBA. They got all their sponsors and all that, and people just working their brand. That's all they doing the whole weekend. They working their brand, but they ain't really doing nothing, man. And I hate that for the All-Star game in particular. As for the dunk contest, it was great because I love that Matt McClung actually made all his dunks. I'm so tired of people trying like 8 times. He is like 6'2". He made all his dunks. Like, we got a 7-foot dude trying to do a 2-hand in the rim and messed it up and then pulled out a paper. That was pure D trash. He shouldn't even been in the dunk contest, for real. Let's be for real, bro. Go ahead, man.
No, I'm with you with that. I'll say this too. The tone of the games kind of set the celebrity game was. I never really watched it, but I tried to stomach it. That was trash.
It was, but I watched it.
That was trash. And the celebrity game was on the same level as the regular All-Star game. That says something.
Yeah.
It was different. It's like nobody really wanted to be there. I don't know if it's because it was in Utah. I don't know what it was because everybody kept complaining like, the elevation, man, the altitude here is bad for us. Like, everybody was complaining about the fact of the elevation and the altitude. So maybe next year in Indiana, you'll get a better product. But they're going to have to do something better with the format. As far as the rest of it go, I'm starting to get back to liking the skills to competition, except for the
Antetokounmpos or whatever.
Yeah, them one words. Yeah, y'all go sit down. It's a wrap now. It was cute at first, I guess, for TV because they're trying to make Giannis the face of the NBA. I get that, but that ain't it. So the 3-point contest is cool, but this is what I will say: if they break a record in the 3-point contest, I'm not giving you props. You got a whole ball. You had a whole rack of money balls now. Back in the day when Larry Bird and Craig Hodges and all them was doing it, it was regular balls and one money ball. Now you got the big ball that because people pull up from the logo. Come on, man. Like, it's too much gimmicks. Like, turn it back to the old school 3-point contest. So I'm not going to give you props for breaking a record that you got extra balls for extra points to do it.
Yeah. I think they just got to revamp. I'm not mad at the 3-point contest. I think the real bad thing was the All-Star game mainly. Mainly, that was the worst thing. And you got to have people that care about it. And I agree with Stephen A. on this. Stephen A. said on Monday that LeBron James messed up the dunk contest because he stopped the stars from doing it. And I actually agree with that. Because LeBron James made it lame for stars to do the dunk contest. You know, these kids all look up to him. You remember when they had the bubble and Patrick Beverly just said, man, come on, y'all, let's be real. Whatever King James say, that's what we going to do. That's the way people looking at it. So all these great dunkers, because they begging Ja to do it, and I ain't going to never do it. It's just because LeBron showed them the way. He was a bad example in that way. He's been a great ambassador for the NBA, but with the dunk contest, it was trash. Because you remember when Jordan and Dominique they went against each other like 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? It wasn't just one. It was like multiple times. Or, you know, you had Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. That was a great dunk contest. Twice. That's it. They gave up. You know what I mean? So, and lastly, I do believe, too, people did not like Utah. Utah is although it's a Mormon place, it's a very wholesome place. So it's not a lot of nightlife. And all these dudes want to go out, drink, get twisted, tear up the club. And ain't a lot of that going on there. It was cold, and it was an altitude. That was the reason. Yeah. But they fine with being cold in Chicago because Chicago has the nightlife. Because Chicago would be just as cold, but it has that nightlife. And that's the problem. And that's why they was all complaining. Because they wanted to go get drunk. Period. That's what I think. Because these dudes are functioning alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? So they want to get tore up on the floor up when they come to the All-Star game. All right, man, on to the next subject. NBA first half of the season, impress, depress. NBA first half of the season, impress, depress. Let's start with the East, impress, brother.
Yeah, and if y'all ain't noticed, yes, because we're at the mid-season of the NBA, this is why we're so NBA heavy on this show. Impress are the Milwaukee Bucks who beat Boston heading into the All-Star break. And believe it or not, they're on a 12-game winning streak. They won their last 12, and they've added George Hill, Jay Crowder, and bringing Miles Leonard back, who's serviceable, heading into the playoffs with just 23 games left. They gearing up. While everybody's counting them out, the Bucks are gearing up. And again, they beat Boston going into the All-Star break. So that says something.
My NBA impress for the Eastern Conference for the first half of the season is the Boston Celtics. From day one, they've been awesome. From day one, they lost their championship last year, and them young dudes regrouped. And listen, they played this season with an interim coach. They literally had an interim coach hosting the All-Star game on the other side. Now, he got his coaching chops, and they made him full-time for, some foolishness that we ain't going to go back into. But they had an interim coach, and they brought back pretty much the same team and bolstered their bench, and they're very good. They've been good. They've been consistently good. Yes, they may have a little losing streak here and there, but no, these dudes have been the class of the league, and basically they're the number one team in the whole NBA right now. Number one, and they've been that way basically all season. The only person been close to them, like you spoke of, was the Milwaukee Bucks, who have also been good, but I think they're going to drop a little bit because of Giannis' wrist injury. But they're going to still be in the playoffs, and they'll be all right. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, my depress is the Charlotte Hornets. They was 3-7 going into the All-Star break, and they managed to make some trades and got no one in return. Yeah. This is what I mean. They acquired Reggie Jackson from the Clippers with the Mason Plumlee trade, and then cut my man. So maybe they rebuilding. Nobody knows.
My NBA depress for the Eastern Conference is the Atlanta Hawks. They just fired their coach on his day off, mind you. The man, like we said earlier, on the beat somewhere and got fired. They should be good. They have 2 All-Stars in their backcourt. Trey Young. Not Trey. Is it Young?
No, what you talking about? 2 All-Stars.
The point
Collins
guard.
and Young? Oh, no.
Yeah, Trey Young. Trey Young and whatever. DeJounte Murray. They 2 All-Stars. Yeah. Did the big man become an All-Star too? Either way.
Collins was 1 year.
Yeah, so they have the talent. They should be good, and they have been trash. And I think it has a whole lot to do with Trey Young. But they are depressed. They were picked by all kind of people to be a very good team. And the last thing they should be is out of the playoffs. They're not that bad. Anyway, they Western Conference impressed, bro.
Hey, my impress are the Clippers, man. They saw a need heading into the All-Star break, and they picked up Mason Plumlee, Eric Gordon, Bones Highland, and Westbrook off waivers. The Clippers are treating this season as championship a bust. With Kawhi, they got PG, Norman Powell, Terrence Mann. These moves may be what they needed, man. If they stay healthy, the Clippers about to cause some problems, bro. Because they already got chemistry, and they added veterans. They didn't, except for Bones Highland, but he's a great player. But with Mason Plumlee and Eric Gordon, they know they roles. And Westbrook, no, this is it. This is probably your last stop, partner.
Right. My impress for the first half of the season is the Denver Nuggets. They have been number one for the last 2.5 months. They are very good. They are a super deep team. They have one of the highest 3-point percentages in the league. They have their defense is okay, but their offense is so good it don't matter. And they have basically what's going to probably be the 3-time MVP on their team. Aaron Gordon honestly should have been an all-star. He had all-star numbers. They have a very good team. And, like, coming off their bench, they got good players. They got a lot of shooting. And they also added Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson is not a bad player. Coming off their bench. They traded out Bones Highland and brought in Reggie Jackson. And they also got the big man that was on the Lakers, Thomas Bryant, I believe. I like him. He's decent. He's not great, but he's decent. He's a hustle player. Deep press for the West, brother.
The worst record in the West, Houston Rockets. Brother, they gave up Eric Gordon, made trades and released everyone they traded for.
Yeah.
Justin Holiday, Danny Green, John Wall. They waived Boban on February 9th and turned around and re-signed him on the 13th. So they win at losing. That's it.
My depressed, and I'm not fully depressed, but just because they suck, is the San Antonio Spurs. They have not won in like a month. They are being bad on purpose to get Wembanyama. But I think that is deplorable for such a prideful organization and with such a great coach. I don't like that. I don't suck because you got bad players. Don't suck on purpose. That's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you shouldn't be rewarded for just being trash and trying to get a 7'6" dude. That may be good. Everybody think he's going to be awesome, but just because you got 1'7" dude does not mean you're going to win a championship. You got to get other players. He got to get used to the NBA. He got to know what it's like somebody bumping into his legs because they gonna punish. They're gonna try to punish Big Boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he gonna be awesome. He got all the hype. We'll see about Wembanyama. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we will see, man. Hopefully he don't. What's my man that just got hurt for OKC because he didn't know LeBron was really that big. He got hurt.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Chet
Holmgren. Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
7'2" dude with 7'3".
Small frame.
And
Wembanyama
a little bit bigger than him. A little bit bigger than him. He got a little bit more mass to him, but still.
Yeah.
We'll see because you'll be playing with NBA grown man. That's something different. Let's see.
You're right, Mr. G.
Mr. G say they know how to develop Europeans. I agree with that. Because they got a great history with that. I just hate the way they having to do it, but that's the way the NBA works. They do it in football too. They just don't do it so blatantly. Next subject. Concerning the Alabama men's basketball situation, what level of accountability falls on the school? Do you have some notes on that, brother, before we get into it to kind of explain what happened? If not, I can just say it, but up to you.
No. I mean, I don't have any detailed notes. If you want to, I know the story, but I didn't go into deep detail about it. So I'll let you go ahead and say what happened.
So the story goes like this. There's a probably number top 5 draft pick that played for the Alabama
definitely top 10. Definitely top 10.
Alabama Crimson Tide named Brandon Miller. He is a very, very good player. He was out with a player by the name of Darius Miles Jr., but no relation to Darius Miles from East St. Louis, but similar name, right? So they're out drinking. They had just won a game, and, the kids out there getting drunk or whatever. And I guess they get into a little type of situation with with a girl and her boyfriend. And old boy Miles was like, hey, he told Brandon Miller, hey, bring me the strap. Basically, bring me the gun or whatever. And Brandon Miller brings him the gun, and they basically blockade the dude in with the blockade the dude that he have a problem with, him and this girl. And basically, they start shooting shots at him. And one of the girls end up being murdered. Right. So the problem is that Brandon Miller brought the gun, accessory to murder, basically. And somehow the Alabama Crimson Tide, we have not heard of this in over a month. We heard about Miles getting in trouble for shooting nobody, but nobody said nothing about Brandon Miller. Matter of fact, Brandon Miller is playing tonight. Fam, What is happening? How is this okay? Go ahead, bro.
I don't think it's okay, but at the same time, I'm gonna say this about Brandon Miller. Yeah, I brought him the gun. It's like this. Me and C out, and I'm not condoning the murder of this young lady. And prayers go out to her family and everybody who was affected by it. But if me and C is out and I get into it with somebody and I be like, hey, C, go to my whip and get my girlfriend, bro.
Yes.
And he bring it to me and I kill someone, in my opinion, that don't fall on C. I asked him to bring me my gun. You dig what I'm saying? So in this situation, though, Alabama is such a sport. Now, this is the part where I don't like. Alabama is such a sports school that top level athletes, because he's top 10 for the draft pick, top level athletes, and this is every school, because my man that came from Duke last year was in some stuff, and now he's about to be rookie of the year. But this particular situation, he brought him the gun. I don't think he expected my man to shoot and kill someone. I think he thought it was going to be a scare tactic. Should he have done it? No. It was a stupid move. It happens. I get that. Alabama should have sat this man down. But because they're number 2 in the country, that's butts and seats. And guess what that makes? Dollars and cents. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes. Let me give you a couple of more details. Another detail. Brandon Miller has gunshots in his car. His window was shot out because he blockaded them. That changes everything. Also, there was a text saying, hey, bring me the gun. He said, yeah, I got you, and I got it loaded. On record. Now, this is the problem. Now, I agree with you. I don't think his life should end, but he should pay some consequences. I don't think he should not be drafted, but he should pay some consequences. And I think they are doing this man a disservice because his talent is so good. Listen, I understand that the coach's name is Nate Oates, and I understand that Nate Oates, he has a chance to win the championship, and I get all that, but you put your integrity to the side because this is a great player, and I think that is trash because, look, no, he did not pull the trigger, but there's somebody in the grave right now. Somebody, and I believe that lady was a mother. She had a child. So somebody don't have a mama right now. Somebody don't have a sister right now. Somebody don't have a daughter right now because my man slid the gun. Slid the gun to somebody that's in an altercation and he was drunk. Like, yo, it's not all on Brandon Miller's fault. He was not the one that pulled the trigger. But in most states, you are accessory to murder, in my opinion. In Alabama, the DA of Alabama said, well, I didn't see that. We can't charge him for accessory to murder. Guess where the DA of Alabama went to school at? Roll Tide. That is wrong, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I understand that.
I agree.
I understand because that caused a conflict of interest. If you got a Roll Tide diploma up there, you're not going to try him the right way. Just like the cops covered it up, just like the school covered it up. This happened over a month ago, and this man has been playing like ain't nothing happened, like somebody didn't die, like someone didn't die. You feel what I'm saying? Literally somebody died, and that what is the problem here with me? And we're going to go over on this. What the problem is with me on this is that what is the heart of this man, right? Because it's going to be hard for me to live with knowing something I may have contributed to caused someone to die. I ain't sleeping tonight. You know what I mean? I ain't built like that. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like seeing when they had the videos of somebody got shot or the cops did the murder. I don't watch, Rob will tell you, I do not watch the videos because I don't want to see someone to die. I don't want to see somebody die in real life, and I will be really messed up knowing that something I may have contributed to allowed someone to die. Once again, am I saying that man should lose his whole career? No, but he should be suspended. Let me give you one more example. I'm going to let you go, Rob. There's a player by the name of James Wiseman that plays for the Detroit Pistons right now, but he was also for the Golden State Warriors. You know where he went to school at? At the school that I root for, Memphis. The University of Memphis. James Wiseman played 3 games at the University of Memphis. You know why he only played 3 games at the University of Memphis? Because when he was in high school, and Penny was a high school coach in the city of Memphis, he brought James Wiseman to Memphis. When he was not the head coach of Memphis, he was he was a high school coach, right? And the college, NCAA went back and still charged him where he couldn't play college ball. Is that murder, Rob? Is that accessory to murder? Is there anything close to murder? My man played 3 games. This dude just playing. He playing tonight, fam. This is messed up, dog. Go ahead,
messed
bro.
up, but let's talk about it here.
Alabama, I know it's Power 5 too.
No, Alabama, Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to certain schools, regardless of the color of your skin, you get privileges if you're good. Because if he's not top 10 draft pick, let's just be real here. If he's not top 10, he is suspended. Maybe even be getting ready to be charged for some stuff.
He might get kicked off the team.
I was about to say he might.
It might be like New Mexico, like Mr. G talked about, where they stopped the whole season.
We talking New Mexico hazing, and we talking about Alabama Roll Tide basketball team is number 2. Now, understand what I'm saying. Again, prayers out to the family of this woman who was murdered, because it was senseless. It was stupid.
Yeah.
But for this young man, he's in a position, and the coach made this comment. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And he came back, and he had to apologize for the insensitive comments.
Yes.
But he was speaking the truth from their standpoint. Did he pull the trigger? No.
You muted yourself.
All right, it did it again. All right, then cool. There it is. He gonna play. And they tried to sweep it under the rug, and it got out. I'm not condoning the foolery. He should have been suspended. You could have suspended him for the rest of the season. And if y'all got into the tournament or something, I'm not saying charge this man. And the one who murdered,
I don't agree with that neither.
And I hate to say this, man. I'm just glad they didn't charge this man, because in any other situation, if it's me and you, now, like I say go to the car, grab the strap. Both of us going to jail, one word.
But go ahead, bro. I got something. Go ahead.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, it's like circumstantial. It's like on certain things we get the pass, and on certain. So on one hand, it's like you got to teach this man a life lesson. You can't make him think he can get away with it, because now when money get into his pocket, he's gonna have that attitude. I get what you're getting at. On the other hand, it's like, well, I'm glad they didn't nail him up. You dig what I'm saying? And he has an opportunity to not lose his life, and hopefully he does learn a lesson for the fact of, like you said, accessory to murder. I'm glad they didn't hit him with it, man. I just really am.
Here's the other side to that, though. Listen, you have kids, right? You got good kids, right? And people don't never want to say this. There are bad kids.
Yeah.
They are bad seeds. There are some kids that, although we are Christians and we believe that everybody is redeemable, some of them bad, right?
Yeah.
What if he was with that smoke with the gun, right? And what if he just got away, and then later on he do that, he let somebody, he shoot somebody because he about that life. That's the other side of it. See, that's what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? Like, yes, because I know you look through the lens, that's a black boy, and we want his life to be good. Okay, but if he's a bad seed and we empowered that, then what? You know, like, yes, I want black kids to do good. Yes, I want black kids to do well, but we got to be held responsible. You know what I'm saying? Just like we got a lot of rich black dummies because nobody held them to be responsible. And what I mean by dummy, like literally can't add because they can shoot a ball because nobody held them responsible. Well, he good. We slide him on. Okay, we got to hold these people accountable. Although we black, yes, I am not Azamama Laker, but pro-black. Go black. I'm grateful God made me black. I get it. But on the other side, and look, hopefully, like Rob said, I fully agree with that. Hopefully he say, man, I got off of this. I need to change the way I'm handling business. I hope that's the way. But God forbid he be like, man, I got away with that, man. I could do with this. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the other side of it. So I
think, and I know we're going over. I think the difference. I think the difference is most of the people that be like, I got away with that, don't have something positive in their life that can make. So here's a mistake. And I guess this is the part that get me. So many times people are, especially in the black community, they make one mistake and they take it. But every other community make these mistakes, and
this is true. This is
probation.
very, very true.
You know what I'm saying? Probation.
True. Yes, sir.
They make these mistakes, and the next thing you know, the story's buried. You know what I mean?
This is true. So this does happen all the time.
On that sense, we have a life loss. The person who pulled the trigger, hold them accountable. There's murder. No matter how you look at it. And even though alcohol was involved, they're still kids. And I think sometimes we see these grown young men, because they're so tall in stature and they're playing sports, we forget they're teenagers making stupid teenage hormonal decisions, especially if alcohol, or their young 20s when you wild and testosterone up, and now you amping, man, I'll whoop your and they
Yes.
make one wrong decision and it
Yes.
changed their life.
Yes.
I hope this is my hope for it. And I want to say I'm not condoning it for the listeners later or for people watching live. I'm not for black on black crime. I'm not for crime and people losing lives and killing people. I'm
None
not for that.
whatsoever.
What
Yeah.
I am for is I'm happy. The one that pulled the trigger, get him out of here. The one that handed the gun, if y'all gave him a second chance, like y'all would have did if this was Texas football team, Johnny Football and his team, the same way y'all would have did for teach him his lesson.
Yes.
And move him on. But he should have been suspended. So I am happy about that. And I would be a lie if I said I wasn't. I am happy that they did not take this young man and make an example out of him. And now his life is over for what his partner did. Yeah. And if the system worked for him where it was to his favor because he was the athlete, then I'm sorry if I sound insensitive, folks. I just get so sick and tired of one mistake changes our life, but other people can make these mistakes and it's swept under the rug like, oh, well, he was just a kid. Nah.
Right. I agree with that. And I say this, and this is a real debate for you right here. I agree with that in this sense. We should earn a get out of jail free card. The difference is, though, somebody lost their life. And that's the biggest thing. Like, this is not, a drunk driver and somebody get hurt, but they don't die. But somebody lost their life, and that's the point. I do not. But with me saying that, I'm not saying he should not play basketball again, and I'm not saying he should even not play basketball again at Alabama. But they need to do something. Don't act like, oh, it's no big deal. Somebody need to talk to this man and be like, bruh, I know you was drunk, and the result of your actions did this. You did not kill nobody, so you can sleep well at night knowing you didn't kill nobody. But you have to know that this is not okay. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the onus is not really on Brandon Miller in that sense. The onus is on Alabama only being concerned about wins. Because when the coaches say, if your son to play Dominic, if Dominic was getting recruited by not Coach K, who the coach of Duke right now? What's my man's name?
I can't even think of it right now.
Whoever, but we'll say Tom Izzo, and Tom Izzo say, look, I'm going to take care of your baby. I'm going to make sure you're all right. I'm going to love your kid. You know what I'm saying? You as a father going to want him to have another chance, but you as a father going to also want to be like, no, discipline him. Make him run lines. Make him do this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's in the part of loving the kid. Letting it slide and not saying nothing is not helping the kid. That's my point. That's all I'm getting at. I want him to have the opportunity. And to answer the question as we wrap this up, Mr. G said the hockey kid lost his career for what he did, drafted by Boston. Does the NBA team draft Miller? Yes, they're going to draft him. Because at the end of the day, he didn't kill him. It's wrong. It's a bad look. Allen Iverson had an incident at the bowling alley, similar type incident that could have took him out. Yep, he got locked up. He literally got locked up. So is he going to have a career? Yes, he's going to have a career. What he going to need to do, he need to get somebody right now. He need to get him an agent right now to work on that image and show, hey, I'm doing this to repair the image. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be thinking about all that before you get into the meetings with them. Yeah, before you get into those meetings, because trust me, them NBA teams going to be like, yo, dog, what you did that night? You know what I mean? Am I sure I'm going to invest top draft pick, like $9 million into you? Am I going to give you $9 million? So I want the kid to win. I want it to be all right. But I'm very upset and very disappointed in Alabama because they missed the opportunity to help this man. Now they gonna do it now because of the bad pub, and they gonna act like they really, really trying to help them. It ain't got nothing to do with that. You doing it because you got bad pub. It's not because you want to help the kid.
It's image. It's image. It's not for kids.
It's image.
And here's the reality. Here's the reality behind all of that. Whenever it's a Power 5, this is the stuff that we don't want to talk about, and it made news. Look how long it was under the rug. This is what Power 5 conferences can do. Because
they got the bread.
So if social media was not a thing,
yes, sir.
Let's rewind about 10 years ago when social media was big, but it wasn't as big. If social media wasn't a thing, guess what? You never would have known about this.
Would have never known.
And this is the reason why all of these Roll Tides and Michigans and Michigan States and all of these big-time Ohio States, think about this, and I'm going to go, since we're on basketball. a Karl Malone story came out about when he was at Louisiana Tech getting a 12-year-old pregnant, right? I've been knowing Karl Malone in Stockton for the pick and roll. That was my first time ever hearing this story. Why? Because social media is out there.
That's right.
This man's son, who he had with this 12-year-old woman or girl, who's a woman now, plays in the NFL. You dig what I'm saying? So when stuff like this happens, man, and I really hope nobody thinks I'm being insensitive when I said what I said.
Right.
Is Alabama is just one of them schools. We've gotten away with it so long. So what's the big deal? Get over it. You know what I'm saying? Get over it.
Yeah, it happens all the time. And, the point you're making is a good point because for once, we can get that benefit that we don't normally get, that they say, oh, he's just a good kid benefit. And what makes that the equalizer is that he's good. That boy good. You know what I'm saying? But, like I say, the point I was making, I think you agree with this too. I just want them not to let him think that that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, flat out.
For the rest of his life. If they love him, if they say, we care about you like they say they do, don't let them think that's okay. You know what I mean? Agreed. All right, man, we done went long, man. We gonna go on.
The one word of the day is Alabama, so there you go.
Yeah, it was actually I had the be honest, I actually had the kid, Brandon Miller in Alabama. So yeah, it was gonna be the one word of the day. It all kind of blended together, but we're gonna get on to this part of the show.
Yo, have you ever thought, hey, that was a good debate, fuel, brother. Have you ever thought, I really enjoy what these guys are doing with this podcast? How can I support them? How can I be a blessing to them? See, go ahead and hit them buttons for them so they can see what's going on. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button so that you can always know when we go live. Sometimes we go live spontaneously and you just never know, something big happens. Or you can go to our Cash App, Not the Same Podcast, notthesamepodcast.com/support on the website. Also on the website, the last 3 episodes of everything that we do, be it the Bible study, the sports show, or the faith and music show, is on the website, which is notthesamepodcast.com. Scroll down and you can see the last 3 episodes that we have done with this show, man.
All right, man. With that being said, we'll be back tomorrow night with our Music and Faith show with some new music. Actually, some new music for somebody y'all know, but y'all just be waiting for it. Be waiting for it. It'll be something brand new. But yeah, man, we'll be back tomorrow with our Music and Faith show. I'm C-Micah.
I'm Robert Dean.
We out, man. We see y'all tomorrow.
In us, so we gave us the strength, so we gave us the power, so we he's showing out, that's why we